Right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the April 8th edition of the Service Finding Operator Weekly Developer Call. So let's take a look at our agenda for today. So Baiju, you had an item for project logo. Would you like to bring that up?
Yeah. So yeah, this is some issue that sometimes back that got created by I think Wojciech, right? I hope that's the pronunciation. And I can see that Avani has come up with some idea to with the idea for a logo, and later I pinged Sunil. He is from our he's a visual designer working with another team, UX team, and so he helped us with some designs. And afterwards, I can see Pavel also came up with a good design, which I can see more people are started liking that design. It's a very simple one. I also like that idea. So, and yeah, I can see even Steven also put a +1. Uh, so we need to come up with a conclusion about this logo design, which approach, which logo we need to go for. Uh, yeah. So anyone has anything to share about this logo thing? Okay, I don't see any external people.
Can you share a screen and show the logo so
Yep, I'm doing that right now.
Yeah.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, that is just one thing that I want to bring attention regarding. I'm trying to share my. Okay, you already did. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, if you want to go ahead.
No. It's okay. It's okay. Can you show the last comment? That's fine. From I don't think that is not last one. Before the amazing logo, if you want to make it amazing, you can use one of the colors approved by our brand. I don't think that's really necessary. There is a green color there because this is a community project. I think we can choose. Yeah, we can choose whatever the best color for us. So, but yeah, there is no problem if I can see that if color choice is something only visual designer understand. What suit best. So, I'm very sure that whatever that recommended that brand colors are something that going to work well in a more wide situations, right? So going for that kind of colors is okay with me also. So
so the thing is, I personally like more the color that I've introduced originally. It looks, currently it's spring, and this is something that I'm biased by by the spring thing, because the color is like fresh, sprouts of flowers or whatever. I try to pick up the color from the like official color palette, and I picked this one. And if I see it compared, it's not that. I personally, the thing is, my personal opinion, and I would, if I could choose, I would stay with the original. But I'm fine, it's no big deal just to set it to a different place. It's also
yeah, the
more recognizable. It's
I
more
agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. Because the last two green color, it looks a bit dull to me compared to the previous original one that you submitted. So yeah, again, I'm not a expert in this color or anything, but.
So it looks like we have a few to decide between. It looks like.
Yeah,
well, the thing is, I've created a pull request already yesterday.
Oh, okay.
That would basically replacing the SVG and PNG files in assets, which is just a reference, and also updating the SVG like hash or the base 64. Basically, I've replaced it in the CSV, in the base CSV, which is used to compile. And I tried that. Basically, I've created the bundle and install it. And in the pull request, which is linked, and it's 943. You can open it. It's linked to this issue, and it is actually linked in a way that when it's merged, this issue would be closed.
Yeah.
The link pull request at the right side, above the participants, right at the right side.
On the right side of the participants?
Yeah, there's a bunch of avatars.
Oh, this one. Yeah, okay.
So I try to build a bundle with it and add it to the OpenShift, and this is how it looks like inside the Operator Hub alongside the official one, the Red Hat productized one. So just to see it in action.
Yeah.
And in the issue, I try to I did some screenshot and replaced it in the Operator Hub itself. So, and I find it nice. It's recognizable. It's easily spotted among the others.
I think you had
That's
some here. Yeah.
So this is how it would. This is how it would look like in the Operator Hub.
So one observation from me on this that we're looking at now, when it's very small in that list, it kind of loses detail because it's too bright. At least it does for me.
Well, it doesn't have much of details, right?
Right, but it just becomes a green blob to me at that size. There's no difficult for me to see any of the detail.
Okay, I can.
It's just an observation.
Yeah, it really stands out. That's what you're saying, right? I mean,
well, I'm saying when I see it in this list, I mean, this is extra small, but it just looks like a green blob. I can't see any of the spring.
Oh, details.
Yeah,
right.
Okay, I can try to just use 2 instead of 3 of the springs. And increase.
Well, I think it's the color. I think the color is too bright in that small size. But it's just my opinion.
I understand it. Well, the thing is that there is not much of the contrast in between the white, right, and this green color.
And with my eyesight is not great, so I struggle.
Right, I've chosen the color just it's an arbitrary color that I like, that I liked, so I can change it to something else.
Yeah, I like it big. It looks good big. It's just when it gets small, it's not so good.
Sure, yeah. But if you take a look at the other logos, which are actually smaller, they are even. Well, there is an even bigger problem there. Okay, I can try.
Yeah. The one above is just a black blob. I'm not sure whether it's anything else.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't mean that we need to, do the same mistake as well.
Right. And I guess in the context of a web page, it would look, a little bit bigger in that sense. You can see a little bit more details, hopefully.
You can open the screenshot from the GitHub comment to show it the full size.
So that it would be like that.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah, for me this looks fine. The dots are, the white dots are visible, but maybe not really recognizable whether it is really binding. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, or maybe the space between those 2 blocks can be there, and then probably the space between those 2.
Sure. Okay.
I think that can help in getting the green and white contrast in between, probably.
Okay, I could try. I will try to increase it.
Okay, great.
Well,
maybe give it a shot and share it with the group and let's see what it looks like.
Right. Okay, I can do it while the other topics are discussed.
Sure.
It's not a big deal.
Sounds good. Thank you. All right. Thanks. So moving on to the next topic, Baiju, changing a support provider to SBO community? Baiju, you are on mute if you're speaking. Baiju, are you there? He must have stepped away for a moment. We'll get back to him when he comes back. Okay. Oh. Okay. So it looks like there may be connectivity issues. It just dropped. So just a quick update. There's this 0.70 is currently released to Operator Hub. So this latest with some of the refactor work that Predrag did is now available. So just wanted to share this with the team and with the folks here. Okay. Okay. Did anybody else have any other items while we wait for Predrag, or while we wait for Baiju to return?
Yeah, I wanted to discuss something. It was in line with actually what Baiju was about to discuss.
Okay, sure.
So, but I can just open this question for folks, like what open source governance model are we exactly following? Because we have various founder leader and duocracy, and there are many open source guidelines and how communities work. So in what governance model do we lie? Because so if it's a duocracy, so it's basically on merit and who contributes more, and then they can have a say in what goes in or not. Why I'm asking this is because suppose if we say that the support is by SBO community, then what is exactly the SBO community? So Akash has contributed significantly, but he was removed as a reviewer or approver. So is it a founder leader based governance model? Is it a duocracy? Is it self-appointing board, or what's the governance model that we have?
Thoughts from anyone else?
So you got disconnected. So we have picked up the second topic that I added. Am I audible?
Yeah, Baiju, you can go ahead with the second. It was an extension basically.
Yeah. Yeah, Baiju, did you want to go ahead with your topic and we can revisit Avni's?
Yeah. No, I mean, if you're discussing something else, that's okay, please.
Sorry, Baiju, you're breaking up quite a bit.
Okay. So then I can pick up this topic next time. It's okay. So I think I have some network problem here.
Oh, okay. Okay. It sounds like you have a network problem. Maybe pick this up next time. Okay. Sure, we can add that to the next item. But yeah, this is a good, Avni, going back to your question, I think this is a good question to have, something that we need to kind of discuss as a team to figure out what makes sense. Right?
Yeah, because I remember back in the day, Otavio had contributed significantly.
Right.
So we need to see at what point those contributors have lessened their contribution and probably then removed, as opposed to just leaving the team or migrating to another. So he went to another team within Red Hat, but he is no longer a reviewer or so if it's an SBO community, it should come from the merit, etc., or is it there are many governance models. So what model it is? So probably deciding on that will help us to know who would stay a reviewer or an approver or who wouldn't.
Yep. Would you have any? So does it make sense to kind of review and share with the team your thoughts in terms of what options are available? Right, so we can kind of maybe discuss this as a group in terms of which ones we want to adopt, maybe make a proposal.
Yeah, I think it should be a duocracy model. It's like whoever does it, whoever shows more participation is the community. If we are actually looking in that sense, because so what if you open Byju's PR, so what that suggests is, yeah, if you can,
Yep.
the files changed or somewhere.
Oh, pause. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so there we will have support service binding operator community. So if it's that, and if it's not, if it's Red Hat, then we can say it's a founder leader sort of open source governance model, where the people who founded the project have more participation and leadership in it. But if you're saying service binding operator community, then I think there are more models that we should look at.
Yep. Any other thoughts from anyone else? Any opinions on one way or the other, or if it makes sense?
Yeah, I'll paste the link of governance models. You.
Gotcha. Okay. So maybe as an action, does it make sense that if you want to take a look at this and come up with a proposal in terms of how we want to adopt this idea, so we can propose that we can bring this to this team maybe in a future meeting, so we can have a conversation around it? I think it'd be good to understand like, what this means in terms of like how do we convert, how do we go or move towards this type of governance model?
Yeah, like I wanted to like ask from the team, where do we see ourselves today?
Yeah, I think maybe my network is back. I just want to add one point, okay? Even though, yeah, in the Red Hat blog, I think it's a blog post, right? I can see a lot of governance models mentioned, and nothing is like one is superior over the other. We just need to have something that works for the community. That's it, right? And sometimes I notice that some people sometimes changes over the time also. Some projects, for example, there are some projects that was actively, for example, let's take etcd, that was a Red Hat initiated, not etcd, it was a CoreOS project, and it became part of Red Hat after the acquisition, and it was community project. And now see, we donated that into CNCF, right? So it changes also sometimes over the time. Sometimes people start as an individual pet project, side project, it becomes a major project, right? So it changes.
Yeah. So like, where do we stand today is another question.
Yeah. And I think this is part of the piece of us as we kind of formalize this group more, right? It's a kind of figure out how we want to govern this as we move forward, right? What makes sense? How do we decide to do this, and so forth, right? So, the fact, I think right now this is something that we could definitely work on solidifying as we move forward, right? So does it, just looking for your idea here, Avni, does it make sense to take a look at this, maybe review this doc, come back with a proposal, right, to the team here, maybe in the future meeting, and kind of help us understand what it means to adopt, as you suggested, this duocracy, right? What does that entail? What is the impact of this? How do we go about to incorporate this into our day-to-day operations, right? So we can start to adopt this model, and we can review it with the team if it makes sense, right? And then if we all are in agreement in terms of moving forward with this.
Yeah, I just want to bring attention to one more thing. That is, sometimes back, I think Shobik started a discussion to contribute this into operator framework itself, part of the OLM. There is an issue somewhere. And the idea was that operator framework itself is become a CNCF, what they call incubating project right now. So that means ultimately, if it that becomes okay, our proposal, I don't know what is the state of our proposal right now. It was there for maybe more than 6 months hanging there. So if it becomes part of the CNCF, then we need to, whatever governance mechanism, what is there in CNCF, we need to follow.
Yep. And I think that's one of those pieces that you guys were talking about before, where this governance models could change, right, depending on the situation and state of the actual project itself, right? If we do become part of OLM, we'll have to follow their model. And conversely, if we're still on our own, we can kind of decide how we want to handle this ourselves, right? For now. So, okay. No, thank you for bringing that up, Baiju, and thank you for sharing, Avni. Any other thoughts on this at the moment? Like, I think it would be good, just going back to this, is, you know, Avni, getting your thoughts around how we go about to apply this duocracy model, right, for us. Or what does it mean? How does it change or not change, right? So as we define our next steps going forward.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other thoughts on this? Okay. Baiju, anything else that you wanted to add regarding this support provided to SBO community?
Yeah, because anyway, this is it's an upstream project. So keeping that as Red Hat is actually bit misleading. So we need to change the text. That was the reason I sent that PR. This happened while the discussion going on regarding logo. So someone from the, I think the branding, yeah, the people working with that kind of thing, they replied to me saying that it's kind of misleading. That, so that's why we decided to change this PR. I mean, I sent this PR to make this change.
Great, thank you for sharing. Okay, all right. Any other topics to discuss for today? Okay, looking for help for the next meeting. Who would like to take on moderator and who would like to volunteer to take notes?
I can attempt to take notes and see. Yeah, I'll try.
Would anybody like to moderate?
Yeah, I can moderate. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Avni. Thank you, Baiju. Right. Thank you all for joining today. Have yourselves a good day. We'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye.